Jeannie Mai, the so-called submissive wife, is now out here playing the strong single mom card on IG, trying to put a positive spin on her situation. But are you buying it? Is there really anything positive about her situation? Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for checking out the video. Also, thank you to all my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe, click the like button, and join the family. Now, let's get into the video. So Jeannie Mai, after having it all with Jeezy and having the life of her dreams, now finds herself starting over, looking for a new house for herself and her baby. She posted on Instagram a video saying life is crazy. One day you are falling in love in your 40s, thinking you finally cracked the code. Next day you are a single mom starting over, shopping for a new home for you and your most precious gift.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Like, girl, bye. First, you're not a single mom because the father, who is Jeezy, is involved in the baby's life. You are in a co-parenting situation, so please stop the drama. You're trying to make a negative into a positive. And second, Jeannie, you did crack the code. You got a man, as you say, in your 40s who gave you the ring, the wedding, the mansion, the baby, the fame, everything. Even after that infamous clip of you saying you didn't like dark meat. Yeah, we haven't forgotten about that.
Black eyes.
Loved black eyes. Yeah, I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. That's why I married white man. That's what I like.
Hold up. What do you mean dark meat on the
Because she lightweight offensive. I am
No, I'm not. I'm saying I really do think black men are attractive. I do. That's my...
Well, what do you mean dark meat on the side?
That means, honey.
That's...
You know what that means.
Wait, what are you reading it as?
How did you say it?
I'm just saying when I think about men, I like dark men. I do.
You like your main man to be white and your side piece to be dark.
That is not what I mean.
Jeannie, explain what you mean.
Okay,
what
I meant is I used to date black men. Okay, and I think they're attractive. But what I decided to stick to, because it just kept me happiest, was my man Freddy, who happens to be white.
So she did actually crack the code. The fact that Jeezy married you after you said that is crazy to me, but hey, I don't even think she dated black men before that. Jeezy paid for that though. He ignored that major red flag and was even making excuses for it.
But did you hear, I've always wanted to ask you this. So there was a comment that she said on the reel a while ago, and she basically said she likes her, lean and white meat, but then she likes her dark meat on the side. Did y'all ever talk about those comments that she made back in the day?
I'm gonna check out real shit.
Because you the entree now, FYI.
We always the entree. But before we even started, we had that conversation.
Really?
First thing, when we really talked, she sat me down, she said, listen, it was something that I said, and it might have got taken out of context, and I want you to listen to it in its entirety. And I did. And I think you guys do journalism.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do it every day. People can take what they want. You know what I'm saying? And I know her people, I know her family. I ain't never felt no sense of racism. She comes from the Bay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She eats chitlins.
Right. She knows some real, she knows E40 better than me. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think sometimes people look for things in people, but at the same time, you got to know I'm a good judge of character, and I'm not going to do nothing that's going to jeopardize my integrity. But she's so solid. That's one of the first conversations we had.
She's from the Bay and she likes E40. That's all she needed to have for him to ignore her dark meat statements. She preferred her white man, period. But let's be honest, dating a black man has become, sort of cool, especially after the Kardashians. Everybody wants to have a mixed baby. I don't know why. I guess they look at them like some type of cute thing to have around. When Jeezy married her, he was ready to settle down. He was so crazy about her that she even got him on top of some mountain in Vietnam doing some Asian religious ritual. I don't mean any disrespect to any religion, but let's be honest, in general, we black folks don't be involved in another type of religion outside of the Christian religion, for the most part. He wasn't playing any games, and she bamboozled him with all that "I'm going to submit to my man" talk. Like, girl, stop.
That I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us. That doesn't mean that in this case, Jay makes all the decisions for us. That doesn't mean that when he says, how are we spending our money or where are we moving, that I just say, yes, sir, or yes, your honor. Like, it's not that. It's a, you know what? I think that we would do best here. I want to do this. And he takes the decision. He formulates it with our overall vision and he leads us. And I like to submit to that. I don't want to lead in our household and in our marriage. I want him to lead. And I have all the essence of what I bring as a wife to make that decision, but that I love that my husband will be the man that leads. I like that structure in a marriage and I look forward to that.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
When Jeannie Mai was talking about all that submission stuff was to get people rattled. And I will take it as far as to say that was a shot to black women. Why? Well, this is a non-black woman marrying a black man. And here she comes talking about, I'm going to submit to my man. Girl, you couldn't even submit to your last husband who you were with for a long 10 years, who wanted to have a baby so bad and you didn't want to. So what type of submission are you talking about?
So, you know how much I love Freddy, my husband. He's my life. And before we got married, I was very clear about the fact that I probably would not have kids, just because I've never felt that. And now, getting older, he definitely seems like he wants kids, and he actually came out and said that he wants children. So, I guess it's just really hard because I can't just have a child for another person. And you don't have a child to save your marriage. But we are in love and we are enjoying life, and he's my Freddy and I'm his Jeannie. And we don't have any other problems except that, which you never know what could happen in the future.
And that's why he's mad and bitter at you, because you didn't have a baby with him, but after you guys divorced, you went and met Jeezy, and in less than 2 years, you had a baby with him. I thought you didn't want to have children. That's something else that Jeezy ignored. How you're going to have a baby with someone who preached for so long that they didn't want to have a baby, but now they do. I'm not saying she's a bad mother, it just adds to me. Regardless if you're a man or a woman, if you are meeting somebody, check their past, because no matter the talk, some things just never change.
And so I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? But I was triggering him.
How you are hot tempered when right before you got married, you said, I'm going to submit to my man?
Got him! Got him!
That shows some women just use that word to pander and to create controversy. After all that submission talk, here came the divorce. That divorce came as fast as that relationship started. After Jeezy was the one that filed for a divorce, I guess he couldn't take it no more, whatever she was doing. She accused Jeezy of physical abuse, leaving guns around the house, and neglecting the baby, just for Jeezy to come back, showing the court the messages she was sending him, begging him to stop the divorce and to try to have another baby. He was tired of her mom, her brother, and her family, friends living in his Atlanta house. It seems like married to her was just a mess. And then calling the police to get your stuff after the divorce was finalized? That was a Karen move.
Check on my mom if you had a civil emergency.
My name is Jeannie Mai, and I'm calling because I have a court order to be able to enter my old home. I'm going through a divorce right now. My old home, and I'm here now, and the owner isn't permitting me in. So I wanted to ask if there's an officer who can help me come out and make a report of the situation, or at least try once more to see if there's a way with the police here to possibly allow me entry into the home.
I want to do my walkthrough. That's the court order. Let me do my walkthrough, and what I'm personally checking for is my belongings. I've moved my whole life from Los Angeles to here. I also had a baby here. I lived in this house. I decorated this whole house. So yes, I absolutely want to make sure that my things are taken with me as I. In addition to what's packed out. I want to make sure. I can't say for addition. You might be right. He might have packed everything for me, but I deserve a walkthrough because of court order. So that's what I'm here for. I'm not saying I'm gonna. I might walk out empty-handed. I just want to make sure that my house that I know is coming with me. And so it's leaving with just his house being his.
Your stuff was in the garage. Why do you have to walk around the house? From my research, the judge gave her the order to get her stuff in December 2024, but Jeezy requested a modification of the court order just to allow her to pick her things because he didn't want her to walk around his house. And I agree. I don't want my ex-spouse to walk around my house after we divorced in such a nasty way. The relationship didn't work because, as she said herself, she had a hot temper, and even though she admitted it, she never changed. That's why Jeezy checked her when she had an attitude, unlike her ex-husband. She was too much of a boss and wasn't ready to be married. Maybe that's not her last chance to be in a relationship or be married, but time is ticking, and I think she had a great opportunity to have a bigger family with Jeezy. She just didn't know how to act. She blew that opportunity, and now she's there looking for houses as a single woman with a baby, while Jeezy is out there, doing concerts and living his best life. The opposite in this situation is that Jeezy can go and get a younger woman and, start over and have more children. I know some people may not like to hear that, but it's just the truth. What's ironic out of all this mess is that Jeannie never wanted to have children with her ex-husband, but she got one with Jeezy. Now the ex-husband Freddy got with somebody else and have 3 children. Finally got what he always wanted, children. Jeannie now is a divorced mother while he is growing strong with his new woman and their 3 babies. That's why you always need to make it clear what you're looking for in a relationship and what you want from the beginning. Do you think Jeannie Mai played herself by not knowing how to act and now she's left behind with no man? Or do you think she still has the chance to find the love of her life? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe. I really appreciate you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!